effort.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Y'all, this is messy. I had to come live. I'm gonna drop the link. People are saying that they saw this coming. I'm of the belief that there's children involved. So it's a horrible thing. There's 3 young kids involved in this breakup, but people are saying that they saw this one coming. Millie is saying no surprises. Chef CC Chow, I think that's where we all are. TKC, she's free to be with the trainer now. Oh, Lord. Y'all are... Good afternoon. She wants out. Oh, wow, y'all are going in. Naomi, we all knew it was coming. What's up, Nacho? I'm Jamie. I mean, who is surprised? So nobody's surprised. We knew it. I kind of saw this coming. She should have stayed on house. Oh, Lord, y'all are going in. Please provide details on the mess. Hey, Ronnie. This makes me sad. I'm with you, Autumn, like, because there's kids. No, I can't believe this. I'm not surprised, though. I think Monique checked out long before Chris did. We're going to get into it. I'm going to give you guys all the details. I knew this was coming. This is the first live I've made. Well, welcome, Asana. Ashley walked so Monique could run. Oh, no. Y'all think she might come back to Housewives now? Killed her marriage just like that. Just like she killed that bird. Oh, young rich. Oh my God. Y'all are going in. Fifi, not surprised. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the comments, but we're gonna get into what happened, how it happened. I saw it on the Jasmine brand, so I know it has to be true. You know, I always source my people. I always cite them too. So let me share. Okay, so we're gonna go through what Jasmine brand said and what People Magazine said. Okay, y'all know Jasmine brand is my girl. She gives it to you straight. She says Monique wants no part. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, wrong one. We're gonna look at the People magazine first. We're gonna go back to Jasmine Brand. Okay. It says, where is it? RHOP alum Monique Samuels and husband Chris are separating after 10 years of marriage. It says Monique Samuels and her husband Chris Samuels are going their separate ways. Multiple sources confirm to People that the Real Housewives of Potomac alum 39 and the former NFL player are splitting after 10 years of marriage. The couple shares 3 children, son Christopher, 9, Chase, 3, and daughter Milani, 7. The Samuels relationship issues were all on display during their first season of Love and Marriage DC. A second season for the OWN reality show has been announced, with Monique expected to be on the show. Now, y'all, I didn't like this show. I'm just going to be honest with you. It really wasn't, I didn't get anything out of this show. People has reached out for the couple for comment. Earlier on Sunday, the Real Housewives of Potomac panel, BravoCon, Monique's former co-star, Ashley Darby, opened up about her friendship with Monique, saying the two had lunch just last week and that Monique was going through some personal things at the moment. Leave it to Ashley to be messy, y'all. In July, Monique told Entertainment Tonight about the state of her marriage while she was filming RHOP. She says, people always say that reality tears marriage down. What people don't realize is that Real Housewives of Potomac actually in some ways saved my marriage. Chris and I, before we started filming that show, were really in a rough place. We had lost all of the dating in our marriage. Once we started filming reality TV, it actually helped us because it forced us to date. So we were able to get out, just reignite that intimacy and being excited about each other. So I will not lie, season 2 of RHOP saved my marriage. And at the end of the day, sometimes you still have to come back to those moments because some of the things that I expressed on Love is Marriage DC, people who watch Potomac saw I had those same concerns back then. So it's not like it's something new. Back in December 2020, Monique announced that she was bidding farewell to RHOP, blah, blah, blah. After season 5 of the reunion aired, she revealed on Instagram Live that she would not be back for the show's 6th season. Okay, okay, okay. So let's get back to the mess, y'all. Because this is crazy. I never want to see anything happen to marriages, especially with like young kids. But I'm not going to lie, I saw some cracks. So let me go ahead. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody can come up. I saw some cracks when it came to like the finances because I feel like Chris was a traditionalist and his expectation was that Monique was going to have babies and that they would, go on this show and show what the perfect well-to-do black couple look like. But as always, you can go in Monique's defense, you can go into something thinking that, okay, I just love the lifestyle. We all know Monique was living out of her Durango. Let me put the allegedly up. We all know that Monique was living out of her Durango before she got with Chris. And the allegations were that Chris was already with somebody when Monique was working for him and then took him and became Miss Monique Samuels. So those are the allegations. These are old. Y'all, she could have gotten into this marriage thinking, okay, I'm gonna be this rich, well-to-do woman. She says she had a rap career, but we don't necessarily know that that rap career was going to go anywhere. Y'all, I see a couple people in the back. I'm about to let you guys up. Now, she is on this show, and now she can branch out. She no longer has to just live up to what Chris wants because now she's bringing in her own money. You see it all the time. These men think, okay, I put you up here. You got a Bentley. You have 4 houses. Y'all know she has 4 homes. You can have 4 homes. Everything is going to be all good. And then your bubble bursts. It happens all the time. People don't want to stay in a box. People want to elevate. People want to grow. And when you don't need the man with all the money given you, you can do for yourself. A lot of times that hurts their egos. And we all saw Monique talk to him probably differently once she was on the show than what he was getting. I mean, it was all about a lifestyle. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Amused? What's up, Sebastian?
Hey,
Hey, hi Amelia.
hi
Ooh,
everyone.
ooh, this is like sad.
You're sad? Okay.
Yeah,
Why? I mean, I,
because I
I,
thought
I
that was
understand,
really,
but
because I like her and Chris as a couple. I really did. I like her and Chris as a couple. I really did. This is sad because they got the babies and all that stuff that everybody went through about their marriage. And when she the last season, what her best friend said about their marriage and everything. And I'm like, okay, they're gonna make it through all this. And I thought, So it's just
okay,
sad
where
to
you at,
me.
Sebastian?
Personally, I think it's saddening for the kids, of course. That's what I think. Because these two, they were very into this marriage. Like it was such a nice thing to see them. It showed black authentic love on TV. Even though I did see some cracks in it. I did see some cracks in it. There were always cracks in this situation. But it's kind of sad, but also I have a conspiracy theory about it.
Okay, what's your
I do
conspiracy
think
theory?
I do think that Carlos King is concocting this mess because that man is always thirsty and is always fetching for mess. Always.
Mm,
So,
okay, there goes me ever working on own. Okay, I get.
well,
I'm just playing Sebastian. I'm here for y'all. I'm not here for that. I'm here for you guys. So keep on with your conspiracy theory. You think that it's to get ratings because the show had horrible ratings?
of course. Of course. Carlos is thirsty. He's always thirsty and desperate. That's why he sold Candy's story because he could never achieve something on his own.
Hey Trent, thanks for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Um, okay, so where you at, Amused? I know it's like 10 o'clock where you at,
Uh,
right?
yes, it is. Can you guys hit the like button, please?
Yes, hit the like button. I'm as my channel grows, I'm trying new stuff. I normally would have done this as just a pre-recorded video for you guys, but I was like, no, it's a hot topic. I know y'all have some stuff to talk about, so let's do it live. So guys, yes, it definitely helps my channel. It lets people know we're live. Hit the like button. Let me use where we at on likes.
Um, I as soon as they said she was doing this DC whatever it was, I forgot the name of that show now. Married, whatever it's
Married.
Love and
called.
Marriage DC. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Um, I just knew that. Well, I had a feeling that this marriage will that will probably end it because I don't think Chris really wants to be doing all this reality TV stuff, and she seems to be really keen to be doing it.
She
And
was gonna go back on Potomac, guys.
We got about almost 200 people here. We got 70 likes, 79 likes. Hit the like
come on,
button.
people,
It's
It
80. It's
pushes
up to
me.
81 now.
lift that thing up.
It's up to 81
Yeah, hit
now.
the 81. Okay, let's try to get to 120.
Yeah.
I talked to a really big YouTuber and they told me likes are the key to success. So y'all are in
Yeah,
here,
we
we're
need to.
giving you content. Hit the like button. It's free. Okay, so I got a question for you guys because I liked Monique when she first came on. When she gave it to Giselle, I was
Yeah.
feeling it. When she gave
Yep.
it to Giselle, that whole "you don't have a home, I have four," that's what we needed to see. We needed somebody to check Giselle. Here was this beautiful brown skinned woman. She showed up in a Bentley. She had those Princess Leia buns in her head. She looked good. And it was everything that we want to see. It's aspirational. It's a marriage. It's children. It's everything that a housewife, is what we're looking for. But when it came down to it, and Chris was talking to her about, oh,
Hmm.
I want to have another baby, and oh,
Yeah.
I think we need to, maybe you need to be home more, or you need to do this. And Monique was always complaining. I have stuff to do too. Chris doesn't. I'm the one that. Now this I didn't like. She said, I'm the one that does all of the arrangements for the kids. Chris needs to help out with that. And I'm like, wait, this is a first world problem because I know my single black mama didn't have anybody to arrange anything. She was a one-man army when it came to her children. So Monique was complaining about the fact that she had to call the nanny service to make arrangements. And I always thought that was a little bit like, Monique, you're trying it, girl.
A little blue shadow.
It's like Chris pays the bills, and now you also want him to call the nannies. Calling a nanny doesn't seem like that much work when your cousin is your actual assistant. He's paying for you to have an assistant. Have your assistant call the nanny and make arrangements for date night. Just my opinion.
Yeah, that's something I seen too. I mean, I recognize that too. And I sometimes I didn't understand why it was like that. I mean one thing she said, I remember when she went on that trip to Paris, she was sitting there, she was talking to all the ladies, she said every time around her birthday, her and Chris get into a heavy argument. And I'm like, huh?
There's some feedback. Hold
I'm
on a
like, what
second.
y'all getting all into them about? I mean, she said every time like, I don't know y'all remember that part when they was in France, and she said now she told them
Yeah.
she said every time on her birthday, her and Chris always get into a big argument, and I was like, what y'all getting into an argument for? Ain't nothing really to argue about.
What's that noise? I can hear background
There's a
noise.
lot
Is
of
that shade
background.
in the hood?
Yeah, Shade, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you really quick. Because they're hearing a lot of background noise. But I'll bring you up for sure. Is the background? Oh no, I think they dropped off. Shade in the Hood, come back. I think they were just hearing some background noise. I have some new people in here. I think it's Natty, Cody, and
Natty,
Colby.
hey
You guys jump
Natty.
in.
Hi,
Hello.
Natty.
Hey, Nims. First
Hey
time I
Natty.
made a panel.
Hey,
Monique was a gold digger. She has been tired of Chris. She wants the trainer that she was with all the time. Giselle didn't tell about her best friend told about the trainer. Remember, she stopped her from going in the bathroom with the trainer?
not going in the
Mims,
bathroom.
there's messy people in your chat, Mims.
Yes.
People in your chat. Turn on subscribers only.
No, I got it.
Oh, I blocked them. Thank you, though. I appreciate
She
that.
has all she wanted. If you watch Marriage Love, Love and Marriage DC, If I was Chris, I'd have walked out on her in the middle of filming. You would not have talked like that to me on that. She emasculated that man.
I
Oh,
can't block them, Cotty. Can you block them? I'm
Oh,
having an error.
yeah, I got him. I got him.
Okay, thank you. She
She
emasculated Chris?
emasculated. Yes.
Oh, okay. You
I
come in
was
with the fire,
embarrassed to be
Natty.
a huh?
I said you come in with the fire.
Monique, when his mama tagged her, labeled her, she knew what she was looking at. Monique was a side chick with Chris. He was with somebody else. She was sleeping in her car.
Now that part, the car part is true because her priest came and told us that before she got with Chris, she was, sleeping in her car.
He wasn't married, but he was dating somebody else. She saw, and then she
That he was
wanted to be his manager. Came in as an employee, working with for him, and slid over for that NFL money. I call a
Wow.
spade a spade. I kind of like Monique myself,
me
but
too.
I
anybody can
couldn't,
get
I
it.
couldn't tell,
I
Naughty.
know that. I
I just
can't
call it
tell.
like I said.
I like Monique, but shoot, I mean, if it was a chance to hop on a millionaire, who wouldn't?
Hop on the mill. Oh Lord.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Who wouldn't? I
If
mean, if you single and
But
he
you
ain't
see, but
married,
you
so
see, but you
easy.
telling the truth. But you telling the truth though.
Keep
but
on,
my
Naughty, and
mama
then it's your
always
turn,
told me all
Kobe and
money
Autumn's
ain't
mom.
good money. She been miserable with Chris since that first child.
Well, maybe,
She
maybe
just
not.
stayed. The longer you stay, the more money you get in the divorce. That's all.
But
She been with him
remember?
10 years.
Hold
But
on. We
don't
gotta
you
let her.
remember? Amiss, don't
We
you
gotta let
remember?
we gotta let her finish, Lisa. We gotta let her
Okay,
finish.
my fault.
And even if you stay with them 10 years, even if they remarry and they die, you get the biggest of the benefits, of death benefits. They been together 10 years. She know what she doing.
That's true.
And I'm gonna let somebody else talk. I'll be in your next.
Okay, your turn, Kobe. Thank you, Natty. I
Well,
enjoyed you.
yeah.
Where you at,
Well,
Kobe?
I just think that, well, I was really always suspicious of Monique. I always thought she was very pretty, but I had red flags against her from the beginning when she was rude to his mother, and she found it very important to make it known that she was now the lady of the house, and she was running Chris, and she didn't want to give his mother that you know what I mean, that motherly role. Like she wanted to make certain that she knew that she's running the house and she's the queen. And then she had that lady come back submissive, that older woman like that, just to be around her son. That to me, I'll watch how people treat children and old people. And to me,
Hmm.
the way, because there's a hazing process. You're getting into a family with money, already resources. So there is a little bit of a hazing process for the new lady coming in. And usually you have to pass the mother's approval. This goes across most all cultures. But for some reason, Monique felt like she didn't have to do that. She did not have to submit to his mother or anything else. So that energy to me, plus I was the one that was saying, look, I didn't like the way that she attacked Giselle. She made everyone fall for it. Like Giselle said that I didn't have four homes, but then she bought homes and then she rubbed it in their face. Like from what I remember, she had the party with her new $4 million home and invited Giselle over just to put her out. She knew they had problems. Oh, you talking about me? Like she was fronting on them throughout the whole show. So I knew why they didn't like her. She was always throwing her wealth in front of the other girls. And then everyone, because they look at Giselle as a villain, I don't know why. Monique is the one that had all the money that was
Mm.
throwing it, flashing it in front of everybody. And I do believe the rumors about the trainer. I didn't at first, but I found it very weird that she never wanted to give the Gigi story any light or Gigi any light at all. Like she wouldn't answer any stories about Gigi. Like I knew for sure that she did not want that story to hit the light of day. So for all of that damage control she was doing regarding the trainer situation, I knew there was some sort of fire. I'll leave it at that.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, and then it's your turn, Autumn's mom.
Okay. First of all, Giselle has been getting kicked out of people's homes multiple times way before Monique kicked her out of her own home. We all knew this. Sharice kicked her out of her home. Karen has kicked her out of her home.
Hold on one
Crystal has been
second, guys. We have like 300 people in here. Let's try to get to 200 likes. We're gonna push it. We're gonna push it. We're giving you guys shade and content. Uh, please continue.
Yeah, Giselle has been getting kicked out of people's homes because she keeps on running that raggedy mouth of hers in other people's homes. You don't do that. You can't be going in people's homes and talking bad about them. How about Giselle own a home? Oh, she didn't own a home yet, but I hope she own homes where she can hire
Jealousy.
people out. She can't be doing that. That's just disrespectful. You don't talk bad about people's homes that you're in. That's disrespectful and tacky. Also, I didn't like how the mother thing, because like in certain cultures, like for mine, when a man gets married to a woman, that woman comes first. Now that woman comes first. Like you're supposed to put your wife in front of your mother
Yes.
in my culture. You're supposed to put your wife and your kids in front of your family. That's how it works.
I'm sorry. Let me.
Hmm.
So Monique was completely justified in that situation of the way Chris's mom was calling her a heifer and things. No, you don't call me a heifer.
Exactly.
Like who are you to call me a heifer?
That's a good
Yeah, I
point.
totally agree,
Hold
Sebastian.
on 1 second. I told Autumn she could go next, Cotty, and then you definitely next.
Okay. No, Sebastian, I agree with you 100%. I don't know why someone would think that it's okay for your mother at any age, I don't care what age she is, to come into my home and think that she's going to speak to me any which way. I think that Monique did the right thing by telling Chris, listen, you need to check your mom's, like, and if she don't know how to act, then she can't come here, and I'm not going to deal with her, because once you get married, you're supposed to leave from your mother and cleave to your wife.
Hop off the
Also,
nipple.
eh, thank you.
Hmm.
So, also, as far as Monique,
Hold on. I'm sorry, Autumn's mom, because let's not pretend like there are not situations where your mom was right and you're wrong. So let's think
Exactly.
about
Like now.
Usher and
no, no, no.
No,
Okay, put it like this. There's situations where, of course, you're supposed to take advice and listen to the different things that your parents say, because they're supposed to be
sorry,
older
y'all.
and wiser. However, it's not okay for your mom to call me a heifer and to be calling me names and disrespecting me and think she's coming through the front door of my house. That's not going to happen, because if
exactly.
I then start calling her names, somebody going to leave this house crying, and I bet you it's not going to be me. Then I'll be wrong. You know what I mean? So you need to check your mother before I really tell her how I feel about her.
What if she's really is a heifer?
I'm just saying,
Uh,
God don't like ugly, and that's probably why my internet just shut down real quick. But y'all remember Tamika and Usher? Usher's mom tried to warn him about Tamika, and then sometimes people are just after people's money. Do I think that everybody should be like Mama Joyce? No, but I do think sometimes your moms and your parents see some things that maybe you can't see. Just
Right.
saying.
You can tell your child that, but once you start calling them names and they get wind of it, you're not going to be expecting the welcome mat to be rolled out for you when you go to their house. You know what I mean? I don't think Mama Joyce expects Todd to welcome her when she comes, but is that going to stop her from telling Candy what she feels Candy needs to know from her? No. So you got to pick your battle, see what it means to you in the end, and the it should be a balance. You know what I mean? There should be a balance. And you could give your child a heads up on what you feel about their partner without name call and this, that, and the third. I mean, if you want to be able to be a part of their life as well as be a part of your grandchildren's life, because at the end of the day, if your child decides to still be with them, sometimes you got to mind your business. You got to mind your business and let your child just go ahead and live their life, and you have to learn how to shut the A up. You know what I mean? And call it a day. Also, it, Monique had said, and Chris had said on this episode of DC, that they met each other. Monique was trying to get a deal to she had a group or whatever, and he was potentially trying to invest in a music company, and he was possibly going to sign her. So when he met her, she had dreams and aspirations of her own, which of course many women do. They put that on the back burner to then support and stand by their man.
And to marry
And
rich. And to marry rich.
huh?
Let's not act like I said and to marry rich. Because if you're in the cusp of getting a record deal, but you're sleeping in your truck.
But no, okay, right. But
Just
listen
I'm
to
just
this,
calling
ma'am.
I'm
No,
calling a thing a thing.
that's part of a thing because we all know that is a fact. But guess what? Not everybody is ruled only by money because money don't make you not have problems. You know what I mean? Money don't make, all your problems disappear. Money don't keep you warm at night. Money don't wipe your tears.
Money
It
keeps
might make
my
your
It
life.
money
does keep
keeps
you warm.
money
I,
keeps my heat on.
yeah, but guess what? Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's good with the bad, because sometimes people also say money is the root of all evil. Like she could go out there and make her money on her own and feel as though she's in a fully developed relationship where she's heard, admired, desired, and everything else, and all this money be damned. Because at the end of the day, you can only spend but so much at a time, and you can't take it with you. Cars ain't gonna make you but so happy. Clothes, and if you're smart, and
I
if
want
you
all
have
my clothes and jewelry in that casket with me. Ain't nobody
no, but
else
what I was
wearing
gonna say,
that.
but you can get it yourself is what I'm saying.
I'm
Just
playing
because
with
you're
you.
not with one person, that one monkey don't stop no show. Like you can get your own. You don't have to settle for your happiness to be with somebody else just to get it faster or easier. I mean, get it yourself. Go get it yourself if you find as though putting up with this person is not fulfilling you, and at the end of the day you still not happy. Then don't make that person miserable, because I think in the end that's what was happening. She started taking out her frustrations and the fact that she wasn't achieving what she wanted to achieve because she wasn't doing what she really wanted to do out on Chris. Chris did not deserve that. He didn't deserve that. And them kids don't need to see that or be. It was hard for us as viewers to watch after a while. And I like Monique, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I get it when you're trying to be like, look, I'm trying to work with you. I'm going to tell you what my needs are, this, that, and the third. And it doesn't feel like the person is meeting you or getting it. And you keep repeating it. Be like, look, another Birkin bag's not going to make me happy. I can get that myself. I'm telling you, talk to me. What do you think about this? Fully form a sentence, dude. Like, what are you thinking? It's like, I need conversation to stimulate my mind. I feel like I'm drowning. What's going on here? So I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I'm going to go talk to my friends. I'm going to go spend more time away from the house.
Or
When
the
work
trainer.
becomes more exciting than being in the house with you, and now I'm taking on more jobs because that's fulfilling me, and I don't want to come home with you, that's a problem.
Can I say, like you, Mills? Don't y'all remember when
Hold
Candace
on. Oh,
and
Lisa, hold on 1 second, because it's Cotty's turn and then Sheila, and then we'll come back to you. We gotta
okay.
rotate it. Cotty, where you at?
Hey, so I do like Monique. I think that she genuinely came onto the, Potomac show, um, wanting to get to know these ladies, and they tried to haze her or whatever, and it backfired. And because of that, they set out to try and destroy her. I don't know if these rumors with the trainer is true or not. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I do know that Monique has been saying for quite a while that Chris does not help her with anything. And like Chris is retired. So it's not like he's still out there playing football and he's busy. He's retired. There's no reason he should not be able to help her with the things around the house, with the children. These are your children as well. They're not just my children. We need to both be present. We need to both be in this and raising these children together. And just like that whole Nick Cannon throwing money, you can't just throw money out there. You need to raise your children and help your wife. And as for the mother situation, yes, your parents should always give you advice and tell you how they feel about things, but it's crossing the line once you start to disrespect my spouse. Don't think you could ever enter my home when you sitting here calling my wife or my husband or whatever a heifer and all these other names. Like, no, 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 no. Okay, when you get married, that is your new family. That is your next of kin. That's why if you was something happened, they go to your next of kin, which is your spouse, not your mama.
Really quickly, I want to do this again. I did
I
it
want
in
to
my
respond
last
to.
live. I wanna say I apologize to Global Creative One. I mispronounced their name on my live for my 10K celebration. I have no excuse for doing that. Thank you so much, and my hopefully you accept my apology. Sheila was next, and
Hello, how are you today? I totally agree with the last two people that spoke. As a wife, a parent, grandparent,
every time I have
you
a lot of people backstage, that happens. I'm sorry.
your spouse is supposed to be an equal partner, whether it's raising the kids, making a phone call, washing dishes, washing clothes. The female is not the only person in the house that has to do chores. Okay? And I think people are missing that point. Also, I totally agree. The mother in law was very disrespectful to Monique. And I think that when they were together on Potomac, they had common enemies. So they were fighting together. And once they lost, didn't have that fight where they had to prove their marriage. Yes, some stuff kind of dropped off. Yes, she did venture off and start doing her own thing. And maybe she doesn't need him as much. But as far as her living in her car, everybody has a past, everybody has a beginning. He chose her. Okay, you can't keep blaming, people can't keep blaming her because he cheated with her. He was in the relationship with someone else, not her being in the relationship with somebody else, and apparently he chose her, he liked her better. And I'm sad because there are children involved, there are young children. Thankfully, our my you know I have a 39-year-old daughter, and I think if we separated, that would be hard for her. So imagine if those little kids, how they feel. That's what I'm sad about because
Well,
I thought they were a decent couple.
yeah, they do have some beautiful children, and that is
Hmm.
sad. Anytime you have young kids and a marriage breaks up because they have to go through this whole process of, seeing what their new life looks like with two different homes.
And
So
he's retired. He's at home. He's doing nothing. He can help. My husband is at home retired, and he helps. Okay.
I hear you, Miss Sheila. I definitely put it on us, Miss Sheila. Who I think who was next? Was it Lisa? Y'all have to remind me. I've been freezing.
It was
Hi,
me,
but
after Lisa.
I'm gonna say this right quick, Mills. Do you not remember when Monique and Cancer had that fight? After the fight, he had talked to her priest. Her priest had said that she had to jump through hoops. That's to be with Chris. Chris sent her through some things that's to be with him. And when we was thinking about somebody was thinking about the mess, I was saying that our mama, so the preacher was telling her, she was telling your mama, she was going back, she said, your mama, these you keep saying these girls make you jump through, that's to be their friend. You had to jump, you had to pull yourself to Chris to be Chris's girlfriend and be his wife. So she had always had to prove herself some kind of way. Go back and watch that episode that when she talking to her priest right after the fight with Candace, and he telling her you need to apologize, which because Candace never make her jump to be her friend, never made her jump to be her friend, but being in a relationship with Chris, Chris made her jump, made her she had to go prove herself. She had to
I
prove
hear
herself
you.
to be his girlfriend, to be his wife, and be all these other stuff. She had to keep on proving herself. And I think over and over the time and time again. I just remember that
Okay,
when
but Lisa,
she's in the grind.
are you saying that because she had to prove herself in her relationship and to her friends? What are you saying as the result? Like, where are you
I
going
mean,
with that?
like she kept through the whole relationship. She like saying she had to prove herself, and I think this time and time again, she finally got to the point she don't have to prove herself no more. She
I
found that
get
she
it.
is a beautiful wife. She is a beautiful mother. I believe she's
Mm-hmm.
a beautiful mother. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I mean, just like I had told y'all, so I think this is sad because I hate to see families break up. I think a husband and a wife when they get married, it's the foundation of a future of future generations to come.
I
You
get
know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying,
saying?
Lisa. So
I
you're
mean,
saying that she reached her limit is basically
yeah,
what you're
yes,
saying.
enough. Yeah, I mean, I
She
think she
reached her
really
limit.
has. You know what I'm saying? It's regardless about what the mom says and anybody that's around you says and all this mess right here. It really don't matter to him. I mean, I'm just sad because they are divorced. It's just it was like everybody else said. You can see the cracks inside their marriage on the
I,
TV. You know what I'm saying? You see
I
the
got you.
you seen the cracks, but I mean for me, this like said because I liked her when I liked her and Chris come together on TV. When I first saw them, I said, "Oh, they are couple." Because I remember she was also was
Hold on,
on
Lisa. Hold on,
say yes to
Lisa.
the dress.
We gotta rotate. We gotta rotate. But I'll come back to you. I promise. Kobe, I think
Okay.
you were next.
Well, okay, so I didn't want to suggest earlier that, thank you. I don't want to suggest earlier that I condone anyone like being rude to anyone's wife. A mother gets to do that. I'm not saying that she gets to do that, but there is a transition of power. And traditionally, before you even get to the marriage step, you usually have to pass the parents' approval in the first place. And I think Chris skipped that process. I don't think Monique went through that process of getting approval by the mother, because if she did, she would have been acting right. So she didn't go through that process, and there wasn't any transition of power. And I don't believe when everyone sits there and goes, "Oh, when people get married, the wife is the new boss and the mother means nothing." That's just not realistic. If everyone's child, everyone that's a parent, when that your kid gets married, do you just jump hands off and let the new wife or a new son-in-law just take over completely and what they says goes? We know that's not realistic, and we don't allow that. But anyhow, so I'm not going to even indulge and pretend like heifer was like the worst thing that we've been called. We've been called all sorts of names by in-laws, and we know it. The real people in it, heifer is nothing to us. So getting back to what I was saying regarding Chris, I thought that Monique didn't want to do the job. Why should a man go ahead and make earn millions and millions of dollars and get you to the situation where you can have four homes and you complaining that you need help at the house with children, with menial tasks? So this man can, so regardless if he's retired now, she has the resources now to hire tutors, babysitters, and she can have time to focus on her husband. But she wants to own businesses. I want to have the children. I want to start an incense and candle line. I want to do this. I want a website. I want to blog. She wants to start four or five businesses and have three kids and think that you can cater to a husband at the same time. That's not realistic. So you see what Ashley is doing. Ashley, at least if their marriage doesn't work, at least she focused on her husband for the first few years. I can't say that about Monique. She's got millions of dollars and she's still competing with other business women. Yeah, a little side business is fine, but she's starting like four or five businesses, three kids, and then you have a husband that obviously needs some attention. So to me, I felt like she couldn't handle her responsibility. So maybe you didn't have time because you didn't want to do what you were supposed to do, and that was commit to your husband and your family. If your family comes first, which is your husband and your children, the businesses and all that is almost irrelevant because you got money. So what are you trying to prove? You want a fifth house or a seventh house?
Um,
Wow. So women don't work.
Kobe.
Don't work, women. You are nothing but housewives. Sit in the house, wash them dishes, shut up, wash his feet, and do what
Oh
he
my
say.
God.
No, but if he
you know
earning
what?
millions of dollars,
Wow.
he's a
Dare you
provider.
validate this
He
woman?
is
How dare you?
providing a good life for them. Like, why can't she? That's her responsibility to take care of the household and the children. Not saying that she has to scrub the floors and stuff. Girl, hire the help to do what you need to do. Monique is the type of woman who is never satisfied. I'm glad they're getting divorced. I don't know what the particulars. I missed the beginning of the show. I hope Chris finds somebody who doesn't talk to him like he's a dog and treat him like a king because he's a good
Hallelujah.
man, Savannah. A good man, Savannah.
he is a good man, okay?
How
And
you
she
know
Okay,
is
that?
just
it's
always
Oh,
complaining. He
2022.
is
How do
always
you
Thank you,
know
Richie.
that?
complaining.
Hold on,
All she does
we
is
gotta let Richie go.
complain. All that woman do is complain and talk to him like he's a child and a dog. Interrupt him. She's so condescending, like he's stupid. She doesn't like that man. I'm glad. I'm so glad. I don't know
Right.
who initiated it, but she needs to go. He need to find somebody who will treat him like he's supposed to be treated. And she can go out here in these streets and fuck the trainer
Wow.
or whoever else she want to run around with.
oh my God! What the
Okay,
hell is
somebody
happening
wanted to
here
respond
tonight?
to Richie, and also, guys,
I do.
hold on, really
Wait,
quick.
wait, let me say this last thing. Last thing. When you are a basketball wife or a football wife or those type of women, you have a responsibility. You have to keep when Kobe says like you're in or like take care of the house and the children, that's part of the contract. So he can go out and
That's
earn the
not.
Ooh,
millions
that's
that you
bullshit.
spend
Bullshit.
that you spend to open up all these businesses. You spending $200,000 on a podcast. All of that stuff has to come from somewhere. Like there's a trade off. You complaining about him not picking up his drawers off the floor or doing the homework with the kids. He don't have to do that. He's providing the
He
living and
should.
the life that you want. He can help with the raise them. Be like he can help raise them in a sense like my little cousin was. They were he helped. He taught his son like how to wash the car and do this and that. As a
No.
man, you're supposed to do this. As a man, you do. Spend time with the children like that. Be a father to your daughter so they don't grow up and marry. Nut ass ninjas or whatever like that. But as far as him washing dishes and stuff, absolutely not. He's the breadwinner and a hell of a
Oh
breadwinner at that.
Lord
I'm
Jesus.
done. I can see the rest of my time.
I would like to respond. I would
Okay.
like to respond.
Guys, really,
May
really
I
quickly.
respond after?
Wait a
Hold on
minute.
All
one
right,
Don't
second.
Miss
bring the
B.
slave again.
One second. Guys, we have like over 500 people in here. Definitely hit the like button. It helps my channel. Whether you love or hate what we're talking about, or love to hate watching us talk all this crazy trash, please hit the like button. It helps pushes me out and lets more people know that we're live and we're acting crazy and we acting up
Let me
in here.
check this chat. I know they grinding me up in the chat.
Oh yeah, I mean you're getting it's mixed. It's a mixed
And Chris
bag.
retired. So
Muse,
what is fat ass doing?
Right.
Lisa and Amuse really quick
That
because you guys
part.
have been on since the beginning. Do you mind if I rotate you out and you can come back up? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm up.
Okay, I'll
Thank you. I'll
definitely
go
bring you
back
back.
down.
Okay.
Okay.
Lisa, do you mind if I rotate you around and then you can come back up? Do you mind if I rotate the panel? Because there's a lot of people back in.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, let's see. Okay. There's a lot of people trying to come up. Help yourself. Everybody's welcome. Just make sure to hit the like button as you come in.
I would like to respond, please,
Go for it.
to Richie and Kobe. Okay, first of all,
Not going
if
out.
we're gonna be holding those type of standards for Monique, we gotta hold them for Giselle. Maybe Giselle should have did her wifely duties to Jamal, so he wouldn't be piping all these women around Atlanta
I gotta mute myself.
and Maryland. Wouldn't be impregnating them, having all these kids, fornicating since he's a pastor around the place. This would have never happened if we're gonna hold these standards like that. Giselle should have made sure she was cleaning, feeding him, laundry and everything. If we're gonna
Deflector.
be consistent, we need to be consistent.
You take care of the ego. You have to cater to him, not necessarily washing his feet, but his mental, his eat like
Right.
Giselle got her own ego and stuff that she wants to be the star of the relationship. She didn't. I'm not blaming her for none of the stuff that Jamal did, but Giselle has a lot of opinions, even on Ashley's marriage, that she doesn't follow herself, and even Robin. And y'all can't even keep y'all men. Robin is barely holding on to Rob. Giselle can't keep a man, so she shouldn't have any opinions about anybody's relationship. And maybe if she did a couple of things different, she wouldn't. But not saying Jamal is such a prize, but she was the first lady or whatever. I could go on
They
and
all
on. Let
had
me
it.
shut up. It's your time. It's your time.
Shade in the hood. Jump in.
May, may I say something? And then
Sure.
I'll leave the panel
Is
so you
that
can
Miss
have more
Sheila?
room. Yes. What I'm going to say as a woman over 60 and married for many years. I don't think that people understand that marriage is a partnership. And when one person fall off, I don't care how much money comes into the household. You are still equal partners when it comes to responsibilities in your household with your children. I don't care if they have the money and the whereabouts to hire nannies. It is disheartening to watch another spouse not interact in the marriage. That causes animosity, as you can see. And I do disagree with how she spoke to him. However, when someone continues to not value you as a person and say, well, I give you the money, what is that? You might as well be leaving money on the nightstand for her. And as a woman, you should never sit there and accept someone treating you anyway because they supposedly are the breadwinner.
Thank you.
It doesn't work that way. Your spouse is your equal partner. And where you slacking, he's supposed to pick up. And when he's slacking, I pick up. It's just like my husband. He made over six figures, well into the six figures. He came home every day before he was retired. He would come home. He would cut the grass. He would take off his dress shoes and cut this grass. And we have a lot of grass to cut. He would cut the grass. Now that his health is not the best at this time, what he does now, we pay someone to cut the grass. So it's little stuff that means a lot. My husband sometimes, I know he's not feeling his best, but he will ask me, do you want me to cook breakfast? Do you want me to do? No, I don't need you to. I'll wake up sometime and he's cooked breakfast for me because I'm working from home. I'm the working person. And we both work for the same agency. He's retired. I still go in. Even though I'm at home, he will bring me up a glass of orange juice to say, here, you need some orange juice. It's little things like that that goes a long way. But when you see your partner that don't value you and he can look at you and your children and say, hire somebody, that's not good. I don't
I'm
care
gonna
who it is.
respond then.
I don't care how much money you make. I wish somebody would tell me, I don't have time for that. I'm giving you the money. You do it. No way.
The,
I
the
agree
the
with you.
chat the
I
chat's
don't
with
have
you, Miss
time for
Sheila.
my
I
children.
agree with you, Miss Sheila.
The chat's
Okay, well,
with
I'm
you,
gonna
Miss Sheila.
respond to what Sebastian said as well as Miss Sheila. Okay, and some of the others on the panel as well. Now, again, I just want to be consistent as usual, and there's always a lack of consistency in some of these arguments. So when Chris, the man, has the money, then the woman is he's still required to come in and take out the trash and do this and do that. But when the woman is the millionaire, like with Wendy Williams, like with Candy, the husband is nothing. So Candy's mom can talk to Todd any way he wants to. He's the husband. He should be able to
She
run the
shouldn't.
house, run the money, like y'all
He
saying 50
shouldn't.
50, but you're not allowing him to. Y'all think that it's
I don't
okay
think anybody
for
else should
Candy's
get to
mother
that.
to, give me just a moment to finish, for Candy's mother to do that. Everyone think it's cute. But when it's on the other end and the man is the millionaire, then the wife, oh, he's supposed to make the money and come home and do dishes and take care of the kids. But when we're talking about Wendy Williams and her husband, she can be on drugs, be at work all day. He's supposed to take care of the kid, and he ain't supposed to get no money or nothing. So when she has the money, then her husband is nothing. Oh, he was a loser. He was there for 20 years. So when the woman has the money, it looks like the rules change with you guys.
Preach.
But when the man has
Preach.
the money, you know what I mean? It looks like the situation is different. So be consistent. So if Todd has to deal with all that sort of abuse, what I said earlier is that when you come into a family with money, there's a little bit of a hazing process. If you ain't got none, that's just what it is. Todd knows that. That's why he deals with it. He knows that he could really make an issue for his mother-in-law if he wants to, but he takes the back seat and says, okay. So all I was saying was speaking to be consistent. That is pretty much traditional. And what I'm saying with Monique, I felt like she wasn't in love with the man. She felt like she tolerated him. I never saw passion or love in her eyes. I
Thank
never
you.
saw a woman that
Thank you.
wanted to submit to this man. Like what she was always talking about what he had and what he produced, his assets. But I've never really heard her talk about him as a man, like what type of person he is or why she loved him or any of that. When you look
Yep.
at Ashley and Michael, regardless of how dysfunctional the relationship is, you can see these her eyes sparkle talking about that man. I
Barbie
didn't never
star.
see. Yeah, I never. You remember that video that Ashley did for Michael? Remember that little corny video, that little rap singing video that she did, all
Uh-huh.
for Michael, all for Michael. When you look at that sort of passion and that sort of commitment, even when she's like, Michael wants me to have take another woman in, and I'm not sure this time. This is a woman that wants to submit, that is doing everything to save her marriage. I don't, and I'm not saying that you have to do all that. Please don't take that the wrong way. I'm just saying when I look at Monique, I don't see no one that's willing to submit. I see a woman that has her own goals, that wants to achieve things, and I don't really know why she wants to achieve all those things if she has everything that everybody already wants. Or it looks like she's looking for something outside of her marriage. Because her marriage is providing her everything that she needs in this world. Beautiful children,
To
all the
you.
resources she can imagine. Or maybe those things
All
aren't
right.
important to her. Maybe the family and the beautiful homes, maybe that's not important to her. Maybe her outside goals are more important. But if that's the case, let's just call it what it is.
Okay, can I say something? See, that kind of thinking is very
And are you
let
trying
me
to
not.
say antiquated?
No, no,
I
no, no.
don't think
I
it's
was
I
trying.
don't think
I
it's
was really just
substantiated in
trying to make.
anything. Who's
No,
ever
I was.
defended Mama Joyce?
No, I was gonna. I was really just trying to not say anything that was disrespectful. So I was trying to bite my tongue and choose my words wisely.
Please
But
do.
it's kind of dangerous. And why I
Ooh,
say that it's dangerous, and it doesn't make any sense for people to fall in line with that line of thinking. Because think about it, the people that actually think that that's how life and marriages work, those are the
Okay, what
people
is going
getting
on?
divorced.
Okay,
Those are the
sorry.
people whose marriages are not working. That's why there's more than 50% of divorce today. Because people get into marriages thinking that the wife is supposed to stay home and cater to her husband and treat him like a king and stay barefoot and pregnant and just be there for the kids and do everything and be the she woman, put everything on her back and just that and let him provide and that's it. And you're supposed to be happy with that and don't want nothing else, and you go into a marriage thinking that that's what it's supposed to be, and when you get in there you're miserable and you realize that's not what life is about. You still have dreams, you still have aspiration, god damn it, you have a brain and you want to use it. You have goals that you have set up for yourself. You want to be a productive member to this society. I think all of our parents raised us to be that, not to be somebody else's stepping stool and just their arm candy and everything else for them. And most of us women of today know that hey, everything he could do I could do better. Okay. Anything he
Exactly.
could do I could do better, and he's lucky to have me. And I can say this for Monique was raised in New Jersey, I was raised in New York. Most of us even know we're not enamored by wealth because we know plenty of people with wealth. It's nothing new, it's nothing exciting, and we were raised to get it ourselves. We was taught the guidelines to get it. Many wealthy men try to talk to us on daily basis. Monique is a beautiful woman, so just like
Autumn,
Chris
Autumn.
tried to holler,
she
somebody else will
high.
try to
Autumn,
holler.
Can
Autumn,
I?
can I hold on one second? Autumn, can I interject really, really quickly? Because I have watched this show since the beginning. And although I love Monique when she first came on and gave us that for home comment, everything after that was, hey guys, I got this wine. It's $400 a bottle. Hey guys, I want to do this. This is how much it costs.
Exactly.
Oh, I just wrecked my Rolls Royce or my Bentley. So I'm going to be driving this. She did give an air of maybe new money, and she projected that. And the crazy part was she never had to do that because she was the truly only wealthy one on the
Right.
show. You know what I mean?
Can
This
I?
I know you Autumn's mom has a different perspective because I'm still trying to figure out who she is. I think she related to somebody in the industry, maybe Diddy. But but you do know what I mean. Monique put she projected wealth, and you don't have to do that. Wealth is quiet. New money
Right.
is loud,
True.
and
Can
she
I say?
acted like she didn't. Go for it, Richie. Go ahead,
I didn't mean to
light the
cut you. I
chat
don't
on
want to cut you
fire
off.
again. Go light the chat on
So,
fire,
to
Richie.
okay, so what I think Kobe is trying to say is when he says submit to your husband, it's like you submit to a man who's fit to lead. It's not you just stay in the
Right.
house barefoot and pregnant, just waiting on the man hand and foot. No, this is our union, and you're going to lead this family into. If we have a common goal, see, Monique wants to go off and run off and do these businesses on her own. It's not on her own literally, but like to serve her I don't want to say agenda for lack of a better word, but it serves her and not the family. It's not conducive to having this family unit together. Now you got your husband home, he's retired. Y'all can do something together. Like all that time he was in the league or whatever, and you took care of the house and home. Now you want to do your businesses, you do it as a unit, and you when
Right.
and people when you hear the word submit, it triggers a lot of women because you think. Okay, so in Philly, there's like a large Muslim community, black Muslim community, and even though I'm Catholic, most of my boyfriends have been Muslim, and the woman takes it's a submissive role, but it's not like how you guys think. I'm trying to think of a celebrity like Dr. Heavenly, kind of, but it's like you let your man lead and you take care of the house, and that's what he's doing. And she was just, to me, that's just so nasty and unappreciative of the things that she does have, and it's not as bad as making it sound. Like submitting to a man
I
is
don't have a
not.
problem with that,
No,
Richie.
that's not what he
Submitting, I'm
said,
Uh,
about to say,
though. That's
submitting
not
to
what
a
he
man.
said.
I was going to say, I don't have a problem with submitting to a man in a relationship. What I have, if we're going to submit to each other,
Each
it has
other.
to be equal. It can't be
That
one
part.
and not the other. Okay. So
Right, he
that's
has to
where
be
you,
fit to lead, is what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to submit to somebody who's when I say a nut ass, like somebody who's not paying the bills or not taking care or not pouring into you and making you a better woman or making your children better or provide or just you have to find someone like who you're willing to submit to, who you would who you want to when he comes in the
Right.
house from a hard day of work. You want to be his relief. You want to be his shelter from the storm, so to speak. You don't want to be another headache when the you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to
but
add to
like
the
with
stress. You want to.
But with in relationships, you got to remember, yeah, he could go out and make that money. But what if he's not good with balancing that money and spending the money wisely? Then he needs to
Exactly.
turn that money over to his wife so that she could use it to run the household with and make sure that they have enough money to get them through the next couple of weeks until the money comes in again. So everybody has different
Go
roles in
Eagles.
relationships. So to just think that just because he's the man that he's supposed to have the final say. Well, guess what? If you know your man's not good at making the best decision, don't give him that job. Don't give
I
him
didn't
that
say that.
job.
I'm saying, it works differently.
hey,
I know
Mims.
some men who takes the women do the finances, or they hand over the whole check to the women. Whatever works for you. It's like an ecosystem. You have to.
But you can't get
Where one falls
mad at
short.
Monique because she has her own dreams and desires. Yeah, it
Exactly.
would be nice if they was to go into something together,
It
but they
has
don't
to,
have
but
to. You
it
can
has
Hold
have
to
on,
your
be in
own
alignment.
friends.
we got to
It
revolve
has
this
to be
panel.
in
Shay,
alignment. It has to be in alignment with the
Shade in the
family's
hood.
goals. Is
You're
all I'm
next.
saying.
Okay,
Um,
Miss
I'll drop
Oscar,
uh,
down.
both
Thank
y'all is telling
you.
the truth.
Thanks, Autumn's mom.
All right, you guys have fun.
bye,
Both of
Autumn.
y'all,
Bye
both of
bye.
y'all is telling the
Hold
truth.
on
Both
one
of them
second, Lisa. We gotta let Shade in the hood. They're new to the panel. Jump in, Shade in the hood. You gotta throw
Uh,
bows on this panel. That's just too aggressive. You gotta fight.
well, I just don't want to be rude. That's all.
Okay, where you
um,
at with this?
so I wanted to say first and foremost, congrats on your 10K.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you.
um, I I didn't know that your panel was over a year. I just thought it was like a few months old.
No, we've been
But
around the block.
yeah, but I started to miss you because you used to go to Sherelle's panel a lot. And
Uh
so when
huh.
I didn't see you, I said, "Where did this guy go?" And now I'm realizing, oh, he has a YouTube channel. um, so it's great to see your content, and it's great to see your channel grow.
Thank you.
Uh, as for the I want to know if anyone has figured out if Monique deleted any of Chris's pictures by any chance on Instagram, because that's usually one thing you would do, right?
I'm gonna go look while we're talking. Good. Keep going.
um, as for Monique, I think around, what was it? She left around season 5 of the show. I don't know, but I felt that ever since she came on the show, I don't know if anyone has noticed, but she gradually changed as a person. I mean, she was funny and all, but you could see her demeanor was she would get more temperamental and upset with everyone compared to her first season where she was nonchalant and calm all the time. Now, I'm not saying that she's angry or anything. I'm just saying that she looked, what's the right word, unhappy for some reason. I think
I
the
you know
marriage I think the marriage may have contributed to it. Perhaps she really didn't she grew out of what is the word? She grew out of love. I think she loved him, but she started to really feel that at some point it was, for her at least, it was sort of a facade of some sort. She was trying to put on an image. And eventually I just felt there were cracks that were unfolding in the background. I think even the cast may have known about it, which is why they were,
trying to
trying to,
destroy her marriage by saying that she was
yeah,
sleeping with the trainer. You think that they
yeah.
saw that's horrible, Shade in the hood.
Well, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying maybe the cast knew about it and they said, you know what, this woman is clearly putting up a front, so let's bring her off her pedestal. And it was wrong of them to go to that extent. But I think everyone in that cast knew she was upset in her marriage. And unfortunately, she, became the entire cast's storyline for that season. And it really did not end well. Partially, I don't know about everyone's viewpoint on her. Some say they don't miss her on the show. I kind of miss her on the show. I would love to see her make a return. If she did really divorce him or they do end up getting divorced, I think she would make a great comeback for the show. Um, but I don't know what her state of mind is. I don't know if she really wants to go back there or if she will entertain the idea. But I feel bad for her. As I said, I just think maybe she just wanted to become more independent in her life. And
I agree
I
with that.
guess maybe Chris wasn't, he loves her, but maybe he wasn't as supportive of the idea
I think Chris
because
wanted
then
a traditional marriage. I think that's
I,
what he
I,
One
I,
wanted.
I,
understand
I
too.
think I think he wanted the wife that would always cook, clean, and take care of the kids. But eventually, you could tell that was taking a toll on Monique. So eventually, you saw the cracks in the
Mhm.
marriage. Maybe she went to the show to create that independence for herself. Maybe that's
It's
the
possible.
reason.
That's what I
Well,
believe.
guys, so
That's
And,
what I believe
what we're
too.
gonna
I
what
think
we're hold
people
on,
don't
Lisa.
realize.
Hold on
Okay,
1 second, guys.
okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and close. We're gonna go ahead and say our closing comments because I still have a whole nother show to put on in a few
Okay.
hours. So Kobe can respond to Shade, then Cotty, then Cocktails, then Richie, then Sheila, and that's gonna be it because this has already been an hour.
Okay.
oh yeah, this
Now,
has
when
been
I
a
was
long show.
Go
so
ahead,
when I was
Kobe.
referring to submitting earlier, I'm not talking about in the traditional way. When I mean submitting, first of all, when we're talking about the word submit in this case, Monique could get a maid to clean up. She can get a chef to cook. I don't think Chris would mind that. So when we're talking about submission and cooking and cleaning, we're not talking about her because she doesn't have to do those things. And she can get someone to help her babysit. So when we're talking about submission in the traditional sense of the word, the way that some of the people on the panel or on the chat would submit, they would have to cook, they would have to clean, they would have to take kids back and forth to school. Monique doesn't have to do any of those things. She can get a chef, she can get a maid. So her submission is very light. So she really don't have to do as much as y'all putting on it. Like she had to do this and she's scrubbing and cleaning floors. That's not the case. She has a housekeeper. Let's believe that. So her submission is not the same as yours. Another thing I wanted to say as well is when you look at some of the other women like Wendy and when you look at Karen, you look at the way that they dote on their husbands. Wendy was saying she thought her husband was Idris and thought that everybody was looking at him. If you look at the way that Karen dotes on Ray, as old as she is, she acts like he is like Denzel Washington or whatever people think. So when you look at the other married women, the way they dote on their husbands, and you look at Monique and Chris, if that's an imbalance. I never saw that in her. So that was the point that I was saying. So when I was referring to the submission part, don't twist that and turn that into something else. Because when my mother and our grandmothers had to do this, they didn't have no help. They was raising kids, not only they kids, they was raising other people who failed kids in the family and everything else. And they did it all, worked, had a household. They didn't have a maid. They didn't have a cook. They didn't have nobody to take the kids to school. They had to do all those things. And y'all acting like Monique has to do all of that and scrub and then go home. Because that's just unrealistic. This is a new age. This is when I was talking about the resources when me and Richie were talking about the reason why I use the word submit in this case is because this is someone worthy of submitting to. He has provided all the resources available to make her life easier. So
I
she doesn't have to do those things that other women would have to do to take a strain and stress on them through the day, the toll, the working all hours, working when you're sick, you got a headache, you still got to go to work. You know, all the things that normal people have to do, Monique don't have to do that. So don't put all that on her like she's you. Don't vicariously live through my Monique. She's not you. She's got someone to help her do all of those things. So what I was talking about, what she needs to do is the minimum, the basics, and to keep her husband happy. And another thing I want to say about Chris, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. This man provided millions and millions of dollars for homes. Not only that, we ain't heard one rumor of Chris cheating. And that ain't good enough for y'all. I'll drop my case. I'll rest my point. I'll go ahead and drop the mic right there.
Mims, can I piggyback off
Now,
of Cole
my
before
Yeah,
I
turn.
hold on.
close in?
It's
My
Connie's
turn.
turn. It's Connie's turn.
Okay. First, let me say that I do know, because first of all, don't ever try to say I don't know nothing about submission. Okay,
Ooh.
there's a difference between submission and oppression. Okay, these are not
Oh,
the same words.
damn.
And don't act like I don't know. I'm married. My husband is Muslim, so don't even try that. First of all, second, I think people don't understand that in life and in marriages, people grow, they change, they want different things in life. Nobody stays the exact same person that they were when they were in their teens, 20s, 30s, 40s. It just don't happen. So maybe originally Monique was okay with, being the only one who was taking care of the kids and doing all of this. But it's okay if she's like, hey, you're retired now. Could you pull your weight? That's okay. It's not okay for a man to not be involved in his child's life. It's not okay to say, here's $100. I'm going to sit here on the couch. That's not okay. You had them kids, you will be a part of their life.
Don't they live in the same house?
What's that got to do with it?
I'm
You
confused.
think because somebody's sitting they funky behind on a couch that they raising a kid?
Right, Richie.
So wiping the
Because that
kids,
ain't got
changing the
nothing to
kids'
do with
diaper
nothing.
is
I'm not done.
is
I'm not done. That ain't got
is
nothing to
raising
do
the
with
kids, picking
anything.
up the toys
That
and
ain't got
raising the
nothing to
child.
do with anything. Him sitting there in the house. It's got nothing to do with anything.
I don't get it.
If you can't raise your child, if you can't be there, if you can't say, hey, let me take the kids out to the zoo, let me spend quality time with my seed, then there is a freaking problem. And it ain't no amount of a nanny, a cook, or nothing that's ever going to fix the fact if he is not there for his children. Period. And also, I don't even want to. I don't care. The old folks was doing all this blah blah blah. And before then, people didn't even have freaking fire. Who cares? That's irrelevant. What it is now. Okay, we deal with today's problems, not the problems of back then.
I hear you, Connie. Richie is chomping.
Oh, I was just gonna say the little bits and pieces that I saw of Chris, it seemed like he was trying to work with Monique. He was trying to compromise. Like she was always crying about something and whining about something and like acting like he's doing something so wrong. It seemed like he was willing to do the things that she wanted him to do, and it was never good enough for her. Like, and I don't understand this notion of you have a man in the house, you have him providing a hell of a life. They have the best schools, they have the best whatever money can buy. Like, what else is changing a kid diaper, raising a kid? You have a man, you have so many black men that are not in the house with their children. And I'm not saying he gets any kind of pass or anything just for being in the house, but being in the house is a big uh just your presence alone, the father in
Hmm.
the house is a big
Right.
thing. And just because what, he's not changing the diapers or he's not taking the kids to school in the morning, that's not he's not raising his kids. Like, come on, like, come on, he's in the house, he's providing, he's attentive, he's willing to work with her. What I saw from her is someone who's very unhappy. She did not like this man. No matter what he did, it wasn't good enough. He was always wrong. So I hope he finds someone who can appreciate him.
Oh,
I concede my time.
Lisa.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right here. Okay,
Right here.
I mean, I come from a background where the man make the money and woman stay at home. But in my women of my family, they went to work and took care of their household. You know what I'm saying? They cook and clean because my mom used to do cook and clean and then go out and work. My auntie, she used to work and come home and clean up her house. And something she did submit to her husband. You know what I'm saying? She submitted to her husband.
So
And
are you
that,
saying you
but
like?
you talking about, I know, but you talking
Are
about
you trying to
a whole
say?
different generation of women though. We talking about
Are
Monique
you?
came,
But
me and
Lisa,
Monique came up like the
Lisa,
same kind of way.
are you saying you would prefer a traditional type of relationship where you stay at home and the
No,
husband
I'm
makes
not
the
saying.
money? Or are you?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying though. You get that kind of like, and I'm gonna tell you like this: we really don't know the truth. How we know what we seen when the camera was rolling, but we don't know what was happening behind the scenes. I'm not saying everybody on here have a have a great point. Everybody do, but at the end of the day, I mean, we just don't know the truth. And I do agree, and I do agree with B said on the show she did come across like she didn't love that man. She did come across sometime. I said sometime on the show she came across like she didn't love him, and she used to talk to him like he was crazy. I'm like, hold up, sis, that's your husband. But you know me, Mills. I don't get in stuff involved in marriages. My mama always told me don't get involved in nobody in marriages. Now
Lisa, I've been
you
knowing
can
you for
tell.
over a year. You be getting in people's business. What are you talking about? Lisa, you are always in people's business.
I'm just glad they
She
splitting up.
tried it.
I'm
I
sitting
know
there, I'm trying to
I did.
follow.
I
You done
mean,
been,
I'm
and don't let it
just
be
sad
somebody on a
all the
reality
around.
show that you don't
I'm
like.
Will Am.
It
People don't know.
okay,
I'm sad that they are divorcing. I'm sad they
okay.
are divorcing because I love black love, and I mean I thought they gonna some kind of work it out some kind of way.
I hope so too, Lisa. I really do hope
It's
so.
making me want to cry because I love Chris and Monique.
They're
I
all
hope they
right.
can work it out. I hope ain't nobody file for no divorce. I mean,
Well,
I'm
no, they're
willing.
separate.
I
They're
really do. I hope ain't
separated.
nobody file for no divorce.
They're separated.
Have anybody filed for divorce yet?
That's not
Mims,
what
check
They
the
I only go
separated.
based
Instagram.
on.
You can be separated and
I
not
did
file for divorce though.
I did check the Instagram. They are officially separated. I sourced it through two different things: People Magazine and the Jasmine brand. And Jasmine brand does not. Jasmine brand knows what she's talking about. I trust her. Sheila, you're gonna close us out. Where you at with this?
I'm talking
Okay,
about
I'm
how
right
they
here.
divorce. I mean
I
how they
know. I
file
just
for anybody file for divorce because you can always be married and not file. You can always be separate and not file for
why
divorce.
specifically they're separated for now.
Okay,
Please,
that's what I'm
okay,
talking
go
about.
ahead.
So it's still a chance they can still work it out, y'all. Okay, and we this what we gonna pray for. They Samuel, Chris, and Monique get in there, do the counseling, get to the preacher. You already had a preacher on. Let's do this. Make this foundation work, baby. That's what
Maybe
we
it's for
want.
a
That's
Lisa,
what we
storyline
praying
too.
for.
Lisa loves love, but we gotta go ahead, Sheila, jump in.
Okay,
What?
I'm going to say this, and I get other people's perspective, and that's all we live on from what how our perspectives are. I'm fortunate that I had grandparents that worked equally within their household, so I'm used to seeing that. They would be in their hundreds if they were still alive. My parents both equally work together, even though my mother was a stay at home mother. But she made sure she told her daughters, it was four of us, I had one brother, that it was important for us to also work outside of the home. She made sure we all got educations and we worked outside of our home as well. Even though my mother worked inside her home as a child provider, she did a home child care. She did that. So I was used to seeing my parents, even though my mother was home all day. We had meals when we came home. Our house was immaculate. My father still contributed to the household. Sometimes he would say, Annie, I'll cook today. So he would do that. I am grateful that I have a household and I have a marriage where my husband considers me just as equal as he is. I am now the only one that is working 37 years still to this day. I am still working, same agency for 37 years. My husband retired. We still equally contribute to our household. We still equally do our parts. And for Monique, we only came into their lives way kind of near the end of this separation. We don't know how her marriage was before or how their marriage was before. Sometime something minor as somebody not doing their part can become resentment. And as the old saying goes, pressure can burst a pipe. So the pressure of her seeing her spouse, not considering her feelings, her thoughts, or contributing his part, just because you're throwing money, it don't mean not one dang on thing. And that's all I have to say about that.
That's a good point. I mean, it sounds like your relationship, Miss Sheila, is, you know, the goals, right? Like two
Yes.
people who love each other, who support each other, and that's not always the case. I will say this because we this was a whole firestorm of a panel. I will say that uh, a lot of times what happens is if you are in a traditional relationship, maybe you got into it not knowing that's what you really wanted. Like maybe she saw the glitz, the glam, the money, and we do know she was, you know, down and out on her luck and living in her car and stuff like that. Per what the preacher said, maybe once she was in it, she decided she wants more. And in all honesty, that's fair. Relationships like a friendship, like relationships with your family, your friends, everything is always evolving and always changing. What I will say to close out is if they could stick it out and work it out and make sure that it's what they both want, not just for the kids, I would be here for it. I do feel very sad that the kids at this point are so young and they are about to have to experience something very traumatic if they do go
Yes.
ahead with the divorce. Guys, this has been great. I'm gonna be
Man,
coming. I gotta close out, Richie. I'm gonna be live so soon.
I
uh,
just want to say, it's worse when the parents are fighting in front of the kids, though. That's
that's
it.
what I'm saying. If they really want to stick together and it's not just for the kids and they want to make it out, then great, go for that. But no, they shouldn't just stay together for the sake of the kids because then you're truly not happy. Guys, I did a reaction video to the Married to Medicine trailer. Check that out. I'll be doing Potomac. Y'all, this was a lot today. This panel was a lot. My Potomac panel last week was a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna do a pre-record and then just do a panel after that,
That's a
just
good
so that it's
idea.
separate, so that because that's a lot. But I want to say thank you to everybody who donated so far to my friend's fundraiser. She had 3 strokes. We got together. We did a panel on stroke victims yesterday. Thank you everybody who came out. Some people shared some deeply personal stuff, and I have already collected $1,210. So thank you for everybody who
Wow,
donated.
Congratulations.
Oh wow.
that's
This is
amazing.
it's been a
Oh,
great weekend. Everybody has really, showed up and showed out. Everybody came for my 10K celebration. It's a lot of highs and lows this weekend. I will let you guys know what I'm doing for Potomac. I'm gonna close out with my. I'm gonna close out with this one, and I'll see you guys for the next one.
Bye.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Let me